Well, Moses joined me on the desk for our first look at sports, and of course the number 6 taking on a special meeting tonight at the Civic Center.
And for good reason. We'll start with number 1. Of course, the last time these two teams met, there were 6 goals scored in the first period alone. Next one, Austin McDonald, 6 goals this playoffs. And how about Tanner Dunkel? He's got 6 points this series. And you think I'm done? No, not at all. Chris Ty, looking for a 6th win tonight, if they could extend the series and go to 7. And of course, the final one, how can we forget? It's Game 6 between these two clubs, of course, at the Civic Center, like you mentioned, Airman. But you know what? Enough math for today. How about we go to something else? How about these two fine gentlemen at the Civic Center where we talk hockey? Of course, I'm talking about Matt Schumont and Bobcats head coach Gary Van Herway. Take it away, Matt.
All right, thanks, Moses. Joined by head coach Gary Van Herway. Now, Gary, I want to go back to Game 5. You guys were trailing 1-0 going to the final 20. You get those 2 quick goals and eventually win it overtime. Just talk about the gutsy effort from the boys to force a Game 6 here.
I thought our main goal going into that game was to keep it simple, play hard, and stay within reach of them as much as we could. And we knew they had the 1-goal lead, but we felt we'd played well enough, and if we could turn it up another notch between the second and the third, that we could create some success. And that's exactly what happened. And you go back to this, you know, the same guys that have just found a way to take the ball and run with it, the Dunkels and the McDonalds and the Bakers and the Crones. I mean, that's our 20-year-olds, and you really lean on them in the playoffs and hope and expect that they're going to get it done and lead, and they did that. And then you get the guys like Rapuano and some of the younger guys that get some confidence and feed off that, create energy, and that's exactly what happened. I thought it was a real gutsy performance.
Okay, now you've had success on the road, but back here in this series, you've dropped both your games. So what do you got to feel like you got to do a little differently to have success at home and force a Game 7?
Simplify the game and play our style of game, and I think you know, some teams, like a lot of teams, come home and they want to show the fans, and rightfully so. We've been totally supported and tremendously supported, that they want to get out and show them that fancy game and just how good we can be. But we're at our best when we keep it simple and we play within our realm, and that's exactly what we got to do tonight, is just play hard, play simple, not try to get fancy, stick to the structure, the systems that have got us this far, and we'll have success. And the fans will always be there, and I mean, they're not coming to see that pretty passing play. They're looking for the work ethic and the character and determination and the things that we fed off all year long. So we want to stay within that mold, and certainly I think if we do that we can have success.
Thanks for the time, Gary.
Thank you.
All right, and just a quick note, Lyndon Springer will be back in the lineup after serving his 1-game suspension. Puck draw for tonight's game is at 7:30. Moses?
Thanks a lot, Matt. Now, speaking of Game 6, last night in the AJHL, the Spruce Grove Saints hope to extend their division series with Sherwood Park. The road teams have won the previous 5 games. Saints hoping that trend continues, down 3-2, but late in the first, Caleb Belter of the Crew walks in, blows one past Kenny Cameron on the power play. That makes it 1-0 Crusaders. Now tied at 1 in the second, a bit of a strange one. Puck bounces way up. Tommy Nixon goes down. Carson Savarini bangs it home, 2-1 Saints. Later in the frame, it's the puck. It's thrown in front, bounces fortuitously onto the stick of Jake Midiak, and it's now 3-1 for the Grove. Still in the second, Dave Randall fires, saved by Cameron, bounces off Belter and in for his second of the game, 3-2 over the final minute. Cameron Hughes sets up Parker McKay, 4 goals in the second for the Saints, and they lead 4-2. Same score late in the third. Saints put this one to bed as McKay gets his second. Saints win 5-3, forcing Game 7 that goes tomorrow night in Spruce Grove. Now closer to home, the Universal Heat are Alberta Major Bantam champions. The Heat beat the Calgary Flames 8-1 Saturday night to sweep the series and earn the Bantam AAA title. It caps off an incredible year for the club. They've only lost once in the regular season and once into the playoffs en route to their championship. The Heat will now shift their attention to the Western Canadian Bantam Championships being held in Kelowna from April 3rd to the 6th. Congratulations to them once again. Meanwhile, the Baker Hughes Bobcats evened up their midget AAA final best-of-5 series with a 4-3 win over the Red Deer Optimist Chiefs. The Cats had 4 different goal scorers, including Zach Ferentz's eventual game winner. Game 3 goes tomorrow night in Red Deer. And congratulations are in order for Vermilion's Jamie Crooks. The CIS rookie had a tremendous campaign with the Alberta Golden Bears, capping it off with a CIS championship, getting an assist on the first goal of the game that day too as well. The Bears defeated Saskatchewan 3-1 en route to their 14th men's Canadian hockey title. And how can we forget about the Rohan Rage finishing 4th in provincials? Good job on them as well. Well, that's all the time we have in our first look at sports. Gerard is up next with weather.